What's up, everybody? Welcome to Moxie Bets presented by Caesar Sportsbook. I'm Katie Mox. The NBA Conference Finals are set. We're going to preview each of those series, but first we'll welcome in our guest, Mr. Monday himself, Danny Brasco. Danny, how are we feeling today?
Good, Katie. Nice little weekend. Ready to talk about these conference finals. Heating up. Some wild series we're coming out of, so I'm excited to see what unfolds.
I am excited as well, but not as excited as I would have been if the Warriors had pushed that to a Game 7. But look, that Game 6 was all Lakers. The Warriors just did not have it in them. It was definitely not their best performance, so they did not deserve to win and push to a Game 7. Before we get into the conference finals, let's talk about the Sixers and the Celtics series. Celtics won 112-88 in Game 7. Jayson Tatum put up 51 points, surpassing Steph Curry's newly set record, Game 7 record, of 50 points. Of course, he had to get one more than Steph Curry. Tatum is only the fourth Celtic in playoff history with at least 40 points, 10 rebounds in a game, joining the likes of Paul Pierce and Larry Bird. But he's actually the only one to put up that line in a potential elimination game. He's also only the fifth player in NBA playoff history to have at least 50 points, 10 rebounds, and 5 assists. This was shocking to me. Now, I will say I had myself a little bit of a Sunday fun day yesterday. So this game was on in the bar that I was at. I was watching the first half. Sixers were up for a lot of it. I was talking to some people in DM. They're like, where has Jayson Tatum been? He's 1 of 14. All of a sudden I get home and the man dropped 51 points after a relatively quiet series for him. Danny, what's your take on Tatum?
Yeah, he was a man on a mission in this Game 7 to close out the series. Like you said, he had a tough shooting series, ugly shooting numbers from behind the perimeter throughout. And people were wondering what's going on. Where is this Jayson Tatum? He arrived in Game 7. He could not miss and really sealed the door shut for the Celtics in this final game. So I'm looking for him to carry that, I think, into Game 1 of this Eastern Conference Finals. Maybe it started in that fourth quarter of Game 6 where he really started to get it going. He had an ugly shooting night in Game 6. In the fourth quarter, he came alive to help them win that game and ultimately win the series. So maybe the old Tatum is back.
Maybe. All right, you talk about carrying this forward. Let's take a look at Finals MVP. With Tatum's performance, obviously the odds have shifted. He's now the favorite, plus 135. Then you get Nikola Jokic, the Joker, plus 250. Then you have LeBron James, plus 400. Jaylen Brown, Anthony Davis, and Jimmy Butler, plus 1,700. I call him Jimmy Butler on purpose, guys, all right? So who do you like to win MVP right now? I'm still going with the Joker, okay? I think that the Nuggets are winning the whole damn thing, and the Joker cannot be stopped. He didn't get MVP this year. Embiid obviously rightfully won it, but give me the Joker for the Finals MVP.
Yeah, I'm with you on the same side here, Katie. I feel like it's Jokic's year. I feel he was robbed of the MVP, so maybe he goes and wins the Finals MVP. If it's going to happen for him, if he's going to bring home the hardware and the whole thing, it might be this year with Jamal Murray playing like Bubble Murray. So behind Jokic's almost auto triple-double from a freaking center. If he's doing that for the rest of the playoffs, how is he not going to take this award home? I'm going to go with the Joker as well.
100%. You know, he's the only player in NBA history to average just over 30 points, 12 rebounds, almost 10 assists in the postseason. So there's no slowing him down. And I'm going to get into what I think about him versus AD when we come up next here on Hardwood Hustle. Keep it locked with us here on Moxie Bets.
Tickets to the game, merch, meals at iconic restaurants, stays at Caesar Palace. All this can be yours when you bet with Caesar Sportsbook. Win or lose, every bet earns reward credits, which you can redeem across the empire. Now, if you haven't started yet, register using code OMAHAFULL and then place your first bet up to $1,250. If you win, great. You keep those winnings. But if you lose, you'll get your stake back as a bonus bet.
Welcome back. We're talking NBA Conference Finals with our guy, Danny Brasco, Mr. Monday. First up, Celtics versus the Heat. The Celtics and the Heat will meet in the Eastern Conference Finals for the third time since 2020. We got Jayson Tatum versus Jimmy Butler. Series odds, Celtics minus 500, Heat plus 380. They've been a frisky team that no one's really believed in. So I don't know. That's kind of an interesting sprinkle there. Game 1 odds, you got Celtics minus 345 on the money line, spread 7.5, over under 210. Let me just read you some playoff trends here from my trusty notes, Danny. So home teams are 12-3 straight up. They're 11-4 against the spread since May 6th. They're also 44-24 straight up, 40-27-1 against the spread in the postseason as a whole. And this year's conference finals are actually a rematch of the 2020 conference finals in the bubble, which is very, very interesting. When you look at this Heat and this Celtics, who do you like to win the series?
This is a really good series, and I like this matchup a lot. Both these coaches have been doing a fantastic job. So just on that, I think it will carry on past, it won't be an easy sweep for the Celtics. The Heat do not go down without a fight. Eric Spoelstra is game planning on a mastermind level. The role players are stepping up. And ultimately, I don't think the Heat will have enough offense to compete with the Celtics if Jayson Tatum is hitting like he's going, if Jaylen Brown is being that Robin to his Batman. So I'm going to go with the Celtics in 6, just on the strength of their efficiency on offense, which I don't think the Heat can continue with the role players shooting lights out as they have been. But they'll game plan. Spoelstra will game plan enough to keep this series going, and they'll make it a fist fight in games that they need to just really slog out and win. So I think the Heat take a couple, but ultimately it goes to Boston.
Yeah, I have to agree with you on this one. I'm also taking the Celtics in 6. It's at plus 375, so you're getting good value there. And for all the reasons that you said, I mean, Jimmy Butler has been able to carry this team solely on his back up until this point. But to your point, I'm not sure they have the offense just with Jimmy Butler to be able to do this. But Celtics have been hit or miss, especially at home. They have not been winning that many games at home. So I do feel like that the Heat can squeak out a couple wins here, but ultimately it's going to be the Celtics. Now looking at Game 1, again, 7.5-point spread favoring the Celtics over 210. What do you think?
So I've been playing a bunch of NBA playoff unders, but I like to do that as the series wear on and the teams get to know each other. Coaching can kind of match up and understand what's working, what they can take away. So in the first game, before they get to know that, I might lean to the over here. 210, short number. I think that it will come down as the series wears on. And this one looks like maybe the books don't quite know where to set it as these teams get to know each other in game 1. So I'll lean that way, hoping that we can find some offense. That shooting of Jayson Tatum stays hot from the perimeter, and he can find their way to some success early on before the Celtics defense gets to lock down on them. So I'll go with the over.
I like the over in this one. I can definitely see that happening. I'm going to lean right now on Heat plus 7.5. This is a large spread for a very frisky team. Miami has the best against the spread record in the playoffs so far at 8-3, hitting at nearly 73%. Boston just below that at 61%. The Heat have the rest advantage here. Celtics only 4-3 at home in the playoffs. I just alluded to that earlier. They only have one more win at home than losses. It's a little bit weird for me. I think that the Heat are going to have enough to keep this a little bit closer, at least for game 1. So give me the Heat plus the 7.5. Are there any props that you're looking at in this series?
Yeah, player props would be interesting. Thinking about it right now, I'm trying to see in my mind's eye where the matchups are going to take place and what player I'd like to have success. And what I found myself thinking is, after what I just watched Al Horford do to Joel Embiid in that game 7, man, this dude is locked in. I might look at him to take away the effectiveness of Bam Adebayo. And Adebayo had his way against the Knicks. He was such a key piece. The Knicks, we really were able to thrive on the defense and rebounding of Mitchell Robinson and Julius Randle down low. That was not the case in this last series. Adebayo was just running through the lane and slamming dunks in our face. I think that Horford is going to have to play a key role in taking that away. If the Heat don't have that, it's going to be tough sledding. I'm going to say that Horford finds a way to keep Bam Adebayo under his point props in a lot of these games. So maybe I'll look to target that.
Okay, I like that. I'm going to target Jimmy Butler, but not his scoring. I feel like that's the sexy thing. Everyone's like, oh, Jimmy Butler, buckets, all of these things. He's going to score big. And maybe he is, but you know what he's been quietly doing very well? What he's been quietly doing very well is stealing the basketball. He's averaged about 2 steals per game this entire postseason. This is something that I bet in that last game versus the Knicks. He had 4 steals in that game. So look for him to be a little bit sneaky and get the ball and force some of those turnovers. So I'll be looking at Jimmy Butler, steal props. What did I say? I don't know. You know what I'm
whale play. Right? Is it a whale play on the steal?
Yeah, I mean, he's my what are the online the social cappers say? My mega whale,
great white shark, 58 unit play of the year. Come on now.
Yes. Is going to be on Jimmy Butler steal. So there you have it. That's the Moxie double whale play of the day. All right, moving on. Nuggets versus the Lakers. Looking at the Western Conference here. Series odd. Nuggets minus 155. A little bit tighter here. Lakers plus 135. Game 1, you're looking at Nuggets minus 225 and the money line. Spread is 5.5 favoring Denver. Over under much higher in this one, 22.5. I think we both think that the Nuggets will advance in this. I'm not sure. The Lakers have been a fun story. They've been a really, really fun story. I'm just not sure they have what it takes to beat the number one seed. I feel like the number one seed is going to prevail, and the Lakers fairy tale, I'm not bitter at all, is about to end. The Nuggets have home court advantage. Obviously, we know that altitude is a very big factor there. We saw how much it affected the Suns. The Lakers are undefeated at home, 7-0, I believe, on home court in this postseason. So I do see them squeaking out a couple wins, but give me the Nuggets in 6 at plus 500. How do you like the series to go?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you there. I mean, both teams have held a home court advantage very strong. Nuggets 6-0 themselves at Ball Arena. So it will come down to who can steal one away. And I like LeBron and AD to impose their will in a couple of these games to certainly make it. I mean, they're too smart and too talented. This team looks like they have a lot of chemistry going all of a sudden. So the Lakers are a real threat to maybe surprise the Nuggets. But again, I'm with you here. I think this is Jokic's year. Teams cannot run with the Nuggets on their home court. They are just running teams out of the gym, namely the Suns in the last series. And I think that keeps up. -5.5 in this first game. I'm going to lay that with them. I think the Nuggets handle game one on their home floor. And Jokic makes a statement saying, this is my series and my year.
All right, so you're taking the Nuggets in the first game here. I'm going to look at Joker for a triple-double. Right now it's at plus 102. And by the way, it was plus 105 earlier this morning, so it's starting to go down. I would grab this now. He had 3 triple-doubles in the Sun series, so 4 out of the 6 games. He's the only player in NBA history, as I said, to average 30 points, 12 boards, and almost 10 assists. In 4 games versus the Lakers this season, Jokic averaged 23 points, 12 rebounds, and nearly 10 assists to be exact. So at plus money, for him to get a triple-double is actually not that crazy to look at. I'm going to get into some of the matchups that I like, and that's AD versus the Joker, and why I do think that this could be interesting and why I'm going to take the over on Joker's triple doubles. He's been unbelievable this entire season, but certainly in the postseason. AD has been a bit more up and down offensively, but his defense has been absolutely phenomenal. But I was reading some stats today per NBA's matchup data. The Joker is shooting 64% from the field with Davis guarding him. Davis shooting 62.5% with Jokic as his primary defender. So it's going to be interesting to see how these two match up. I give the edge to Joker. He does not seem to have a problem with what Anthony Davis throws at him. So I like him to have multiple triple doubles in this series as well. What's the matchup you are?
That is the matchup of the series here. It's AD versus Joker. That's going to really determine everything. Very interesting. I did not realize that Joker had such good, efficient shooting numbers against a defender like AD. That's impressive. And I just want to bring up a point about your play on the plus money triple double. I mean, we talk about value all the time. Well, the math says that there's value in that because in 5 out of 11 games in this postseason, the Joker has had a triple-double, so he's doing it more than half the time, and you're getting plus odds, so you have implied probability edge on your side. So that's a nice play there. I like that one a lot.
All right, Danny, now we got to pick someone to win the whole shebang. Let's revisit the odds to win the title. All right, so you got the Celtics as the favorite, which I don't really know why. Plus 105, Nuggets plus 240, Lakers plus 300, and the Heat at plus 1,500. Disrespect for the Heat, considering how, my favorite word, frisky they have been. Who do you like to win it all?
We're going with the Nuggets, Katie. We're in lockstep here. This is Jokic's year. If Bubble Murray can continue on, I mean, that's such a key. He needs that second scoring outburst, and the role players are getting it done. Michael Porter Jr. is going to be a massive key as well. In transition, if they get to dictate the pace, if they get to run, there's no one that's going to be able to run with them. And the Joker is just a floor general as well. I mean, he's putting up video game numbers, literally like 30, 13, and almost 10 assists. If you were playing NBA 2K, and you were using him and getting these numbers, you might be like, I should turn the difficulty up. It's getting too easy. Like his numbers are just outrageous. So I feel like he's putting the team on his back and he's going to carry them all the way to the finals for a big dub this year.
100%. I feel like the Nuggets have just been the team that nobody's really talking about and they've just been quietly winning and absolutely dominating games. I think it's going to be the Celtics versus the Nuggets in the final there. And Celtics have been just too up and down for me. They've been a little bit too inconsistent. Yes, Tatum dropped 51 points, but Jokic is averaging over 30 points every single game at this point. So to me, it's just a better team, more depth and more consistent. So I'll take the Nuggets plus 240. I do have to ask you one thing, and we hit it on the top of the show, that this conference final is an exact replica of what we saw in the bubble. And there are so many people there's like bubble deniers is what I call them, that think that the bubble wasn't real, that it was a Mickey Mouse trophy that the Lakers won. And now here we have the same exact teams stacking up in the conference finals and potentially in the final that we saw in the bubble. Do you think that this proves all of the bubble deniers wrong? I mean, the reality was it was real basketball being played on real courts by real professional athletes.
Yeah, I feel like I don't want to put an asterisk on it because I agree with what you just said. I agree with that sentiment, but there is something about it that just is different. When you get the fans in there, the environment, the atmosphere, it's so different. And I feel like the Nuggets have to dethrone. If the Nuggets go ahead and take care of the Lakers, then that argument will really have more legs, right? Then they'll have the Mickey Mouse chants coming out, the bubble deniers, as you say. So I think this will make a big statement to the legacy of LeBron on the Lakers here. If he can get past them, then, well, that bubble denying, Mickey Mouse trophies, that goes all out the window because he's done it in the realest of environments against a team that arguably has more talent than them. So this series will have a lot on LeBron's legacy here for sure.
Oh, I love a LeBron legacy talk. I love that. And I think that you're correct in that assessment of it means the most to LeBron because everybody is doubting him. Again, the Mickey Mouse trophy and you can't really do it. And if he could do it this year, then that does go out the window for everybody else. It might be a little bit of the same. All right, Danny Brasco, thank you so much for your time and all of your sharp analysis. We appreciate you on a Monday and every day. This has been Moxie Bets presented by Caesar Sportsbook. Don't forget to follow us on social at Moxie Bets. We'll see you next time.